February 24th, we start off with the moon in the sign of Capricorn. Now remember, even though Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius, it's in the early degrees. So the moon is still really close to Pluto, the planet of transformation and change. This was just like what was going on New Year's Eve because the moon was in Capricorn, close to Pluto. So we can look back at what was going on around New Year's Eve because we're kind of back to that place again. Now, I wrote down things just might get sexy because that's one of the things that can happen when Pluto's involved. It does rule sex, but it also rules power and it rules transformation and change, and there's intensity involved. So hold on to your hat, Monday, February 24th. Tuesday the 25th, the moon will enter Aquarius around midnight. So march to the beat of your own drum and smile. There's people to meet. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of unexpected. On the 26th, be flexible with your friends. We have the moon not only in the sign of Aquarius, but it's square, 90-degree angle with Uranus, one of the rulers of Aquarius. So there's a lot of Aquarius. Aquarius is a fixed sign. It wants things a certain way, and it often behaves just unexpected. So just be ready to be flexible as we head to a Pisces new moon, 7:45 p.m. on Thursday the 27th. We're going to have 5 planets in water signs. The moon and the sun will be in the sign of Pisces. This moon will be trine Mars, the planet of action that just went direct, and square Jupiter, which just went direct also. And anytime Jupiter's involved, things can get big. There can be a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, but at least we can start to have a little movement because Mars is direct and it's trining. So that's a lovely thing. Envision the possibilities on Thursday, the 27th. I would definitely be making moon water a couple days before, leaving it a couple days after, either outside or near a window, and envision the possibilities. I like to write down my order to the universe about what it is that I want to create, what I'm envisioning. Even if I don't have all the components, it's almost like you could make a little mini vision board and you could place that under your water, especially if it's inside and covered, and allow that to infuse all the possibilities into this creative envisioning sign of Pisces. Now, Friday the 28th, moon still in Pisces. It's a great time to relax, rest, restore, all those great things, all these watery things, and get your final purchases completed before Venus retrograde starts the next day. Okay. And again, we're in the shadow periods. So yes, you still have to take caution, but after the first, you have to be really careful. And I often talk about like the last time the Venus retrograde happened, which I think it happens like every year and a half. It's not, I don't believe we had it last year. But you know, I own a store and I buy jewelry all the time, and jewelry is a Venus thing, ruled. So, you know, and clothing and all that kind of stuff. So I have to buy what I have to buy. I'm not going to not buy during a Venus retrograde, but I am going to probably stick to my vendors that I use. I'm probably not going to go into taking chances with new items. And I'm probably going to place a big jewelry order before we even get to Venus retrograde. So this is kind of the ways that I handle that. But remember, Venus, not only does it rule all the beautiful adornments of the body, like clothing and jewelry, but it rules relationships, especially the one with ourself, the one with women, because Venus is written as a symbol for women, and love in general. Okay. Venus retrograde begins until 4:12. So keep it cool on Saturday, the 1st. We will have the moon entering Aries early in the morning, and the moon will be together with Venus in Aries, and it's going to be square Mars, the ruler of Aries. So just keep it cool. Keep it cool on the 1st. Sunday, no fighting, please. Remember, we will revisit all that's happening during this Venus retrograde. So if you get into a big fight on Sunday, the 2nd, it's not over. It's going to be revisited. And so choose wisely. Don't overcommit. We've already talked about that. There may be a sense of restlessness this week. You're not alone. It's not personal. It's just what's going on. Okay, now let's pick a few cards for this week. See what you need to know this last week of February as we head into March, as we're going to get closer and closer to a little bit of the forward movement that I think we're all really wanting. But let's not forget to savor and enjoy these quieter times, because before you know it, they will be behind us. Okay, so here's your cards of the week. You have the Six of Pentacles here, and she's kind of throwing money all over the place, throwing them down to the little chickens. Okay, so we know we have themes of being careful about our spending, and then also getting it ready before the Venus retrograde. We have the Hanged Man, which I swear has come up in so many of these different decks in every week this month. This is, and she's got such grace and beauty here, but this is a card of the divine delay, okay? And this is Pisces, and we're smack in Pisces season. So try not to rush it. Enjoy this quieter time. We've got the Two of Inspiration. She's looking through this telescope, kind of looking forward, thinking about the bigger picture. This almost looks like kind of feels like a snowstorm at first. So just kind of enjoying the void, thinking about the bigger picture. New moons are great for trying to think about what it is that we want, seeing, feeling, getting a glimpse of it. So just get a glimpse of the future self, a glimpse. Give yourself some downtime to be able to get those glimpses. I often get them in the bathtub, so that's what I highly recommend. You've got the waning crescent here. And like I said, I still have a lot to learn about these moon stages, but we know that waning is getting smaller, and it looks like it's almost ready to become a new moon. So we know that that's this week. We're going into the new moon. So this could be like Monday. This could be the moon stage, right? Waning crescent, so it's coming down. Yeah, going to a new moon. So we have a lot of power there then when we look at the beginning of the week, like Monday the 24th, okay? Let's roll some dice here for you. And we rolled Mercury in the sign of Aries in the 9th house, which is Sagittarius's house, bigger picture, expansion, higher learning, kind of in a spiritual sense. So Mercury's there, the planet of communication, in two fire placements. So there's a little bit of forwardness, being able to speak up, but also knowing that we are going to be heading to a Mercury retrograde next. So kind of knowing that there's a little sharpness to our words here, and let's just keep that in check. It's also a good time to be thinking about education, any classes that you might want to be taking, and you may even be starting to plan a trip. But again, this is in the planning stages and the research stages and the envisioning stages. This is not as much in the action stage. That will come as we get into the second quarter.